In lesson 9, here's another tough lesson, and you're going to continue to see problems like this where they're not shown as traditional equations. You're going to continue to see problems like this in the previous work throughout the packet, and these are the types of problems that always give kids the most trouble. So I'll try to give you a little tip to help you remember how to make them easy in the future, but no matter what, since they're not the traditional equations and they're written this way, you'll see why they give kids problems. So in number 1, we have how it's written, and this lesson, lesson 9, I call it the zero pair. It's the first time the zero pair is introduced. Call this the zero pair. And it says, if x equals 2, evaluate. Okay, evaluate simply means just get the answer. Or in algebra, to get the answer, you want it to usually find what the variable is and make your equation balanced. Notice here we only have something on one side of the balance, but they're telling us what the x is. So what you want to do is you want to simplify this as much as you can. And I always have kids do this with these types of problems. They give you what the x is. I always say, circle that and write do last. We should do this last. Now if we have two x's, this is a star. I colored in the blue pawns. I didn't color in this clear triangle here because that's going to represent my star, and a 5. Now here's how pawns and stars relate to each other. They're just opposites of each other. So actually, if an x is a 2 or a pawn's a 2, a star would be a -2. Now a +2 and a -2 make 0, so that's why we call it a zero pair. So I'm going to circle that and take it away. That's the only time we can take something away from just one side, is when its value is 0. That's why we call it the zero pair. So I take away my zero pair and I'm left with a pawn and a 5. The pawn, or the x, is 2, so 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, so my answer is 7. So on your answer line, I believe it says answer. The answer for number 1 is 7. Okay, let's skip ahead from 1 to number 3. So I think you kids could go back and do number 2 on your own, or maybe you had done number 2 already. Let's check this one out. Here they're giving us a star, and this is one of the first times that we're seeing a negative number. No problem. This is going to be very easy. It says evaluate 3x plus star plus 10 plus another 3 star. It's the same type of problem as number 1, and here's how you set them up. Like before, where it says star is -2, I think you should circle that and write to do that last. Another thing I have the kids do is notice that there's no equal sign here. So that means all of this will go on one side of the balance. So just to help me out, I have them just draw a little mini balance to remind them that if you set it up on your balance, or if you do it pictorially, you're going to put all of this that's shown on one side of the balance. I'm going to do it pictorially, so I'll show you how we're going to get our answer. So I have 3x makes 3 pawns, a star, a 10, and then 3 more stars. Okay? Now, this is a tricky one to make our zero pair with pictorially, zero pairs. But as you see, we have 3 pawns here and 3 stars here. They're opposites of each other, so they make a zero pair. So here's how we do a little tricky zero pair pictorially like this. So I'm going to circle those, and then I'm going to connect them and make a little arrow. I like to write 0 above our zero pairs. And now we've simplified this, and we only have a star and a 10 on the left. And a star is a -2. So if I have a 10 and a -2, if we put together a 10 and a -2, you're probably already thinking 8 in your mind right now, and you're right. It would take an 8 on the right to balance the equation, so our answer is 8. So that is the zero pair. Good luck with the rest of them.